So if you missed today's live, to which we only talked about it for about 30 minutes in the 3 hours because my audience loves to go off on tangents on multiple subjects because we started talking about were black people indigenous to America, or the transatlantic slave trade, uh, migration time frame, where the Egyptians came from. We went all over the map as usual. But normally we only do that after we've spent time on the subject matter, spent about an hour on the subject matter. But we didn't get that much time on the subject matter today because they just went everywhere. So, and the reason why they did is because when we started talking about when and how did Christianity spread, and we have these lives at 1 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch. Please join us on Facebook. You get more of your comments come to me on through Facebook than anything else under the same name, Why I Left Religion with Coach Renz. We talked about the fact that Christianity kind of evenly spread at the same time from the Levant into Turkey and Rome and Egypt at the same time. One of the reasons why we did this video, we had this discussion today, because it seems like every other day I get somebody who's trying to explain to me how Egypt was in Africa before the transatlantic slave trade. This is true. It was in Africa because Egypt and the Axiom Empire are in Africa. Now, Christianity didn't come to Ethiopia until 325 and wasn't the religion of the country of the Axiom Empire until 330. But Egyptians, Ethiopians have very little to do with those people who were processed through the transatlantic and trans-Sahara slave trade. Those people were not Christians. Those people had never heard of Christianity. Those people still were worshiping their own tribal deities or whomever. They had nothing to do with it. So the spread of Christianity came by force. And even for those who are of European descent, Christianity came by force. 381, Emperor Theodosius declared Christianity to be the state religion of the Roman Empire. This meant that every country within the Roman Empire, all the way up to Britain, all the way over into the Levant, across North Africa, was forced to convert to Christianity. So if you was worshiping Dionysus, not anymore. Mithra, not anymore. Asar, not anymore. Aset, not anymore. If you was worshiping any of the desert deities across North Africa, not anymore. You now had to become Christian. And it was done by force. They went about massacring even the Coptic Christians. I'm not the Coptic Christians, but the Gnostic Christians. Massacred. The Nazarenes, massacred. Why? This is why they had to hide the Dead Sea Scrolls and hide the writings of Nag Hammadi. So even if you are of European descent, North African descent, Levant descent, you were forced into Christianity the same way when the Arabs converted into Islam and forced North Africa to become Islamic and the Arabian Peninsula to become Islamic. It was all done by force. And then through the trans-Sahara slave trade and the transatlantic slave trade, it was then still done by force. And even as you moved out east for as far as they could go, Islam went by force into the subcontinent of India and throughout Persia. And the same thing happened as Christianity or Islam moved through to the east, through China and all these other countries by force. And then later it was through economic force. So Christianity never spread through evangelical works or missionary work. The missionary showed up with the military in behind. Here's the book and pointed at you with a gun, and you better join in, or otherwise we're going to kill you. So worship this book. Oh, and by the way, give us your land. We want some of that too. And you know what? We want some of these human bodies because this sugarcane crop is booming over in Brazil and in Haiti. And we need that slave labor. The best way to control them is through this religion. So that was a brief idea of our conversation today. And of course, that went into the slave revolt of 1804. We talked about slave codes, indigenous versus the transatlantic slave trade, and a whole bunch, and the differences between the type of slavery that was done by Islam compared to that of Christianity, and a whole bunch more. So y'all have a great day, but join us 1 p.m. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at Why Left Religion with Coach Ren on Facebook is my preference, but also on YouTube, Twitch, and now on TikTok. So y'all have a great day. And remember always, you got to free yourself to be yourself because your greatness is non-negotiable. Good journey, good vibrations.